Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So, at the suggestion of one of you guys, what I'm going to be doing for this video now is the 10 best WWE matches of 2016. 2016 overall, from what I can remember, was, as far as in-ring wrestling goes, a really good year. I mean, my favorite match personally from 2016 was Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura at TakeOver Dallas. That match was literally just electric. Zayn's last match, Nakamura's first match, literally everything worked in that match. I hope so much that it's on this list. But before we look into it, go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe leave a comment of what you'd like to see. Go ahead and like the video, and let's go ahead and take a look.
They made me take Lesnar versus Goldberg off the list. They made me. It's a moment, not a match. Shut up.
It really is a moment.
It generated one of the most violent, guttural reactions of any wrestling match all year. You were afraid to feel dead inside, smarky motherfucker.
The match itself sucked, but it was cool to see him lose.
The end of the year, which means
for
it's
me,
a time when all the pop culture sites look back over the bloodthirsty dickhead that was 2016 and start making their own top 10 lists. Well, in your face, jerks. We've been making top 10 lists all year. What is the point I'm making? Don't think about that, though. Think about this. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.com, and here are the 10 best WWE matches of 2016. Warning, opinions in.
Well, sure.
Number 10, the IC ladder match, WrestleMania 32. Way back
that was a pretty solid match. I mean, it wasn't the deepest lineup, but it was good.
Best wrestling matches of the year so far from
they all just worked together in the ring. Plus, Zack Ryder.
Why the rest of the list is almost entirely different. Dad. Now, the Intercontinental title has seen a whole lot of loving this year. Owens Ambrose at the Rumble was great. The Fatal 4-Way Extreme Rules is probably number 11 on this list. And there's one more we'll get into in just a little bit. Ooh, what could it be? But this majorly memorable Manic Multi-Man Metal Mayhem match was as fun to watch as this sentence has been to say. It had a lot going on. Shock win, Sami Zayn going mental, Kevin Owens going dead. No one had a bad showing, which is saying something for a Sin Cara match. Hi-yo! I mean, what's he gonna do? Punch me backstage? Probably yes. Most of that was a storyless plot fest, but the Zayn-Owens drama gave this match the emotional spine to elevate.
When they both come back, I want them to feud again. Like, they're
nearly the best
awesome as a team, but just
Number 9, the men's elimination match, Survivor Series. 53 gosh darn minutes, a Shield reunion.
Yes! Oh my god, this is the best 5-on-5 Survivor Series match ever, in my opinion.
Christmas list. Last year, Survivor Series was definitely the run to the Big Four litter. This year, WWE's second oldest institution slammed its gigantic genitals on the table and shouted, "Someone get me a f***ing pint." All the elimination matches were stellar this year, but purely for the sheer amount of stuff crammed into this behemoth of a match, the men's has to take its place on the list. You had that frog splash turn into an RKO, Bray Wyatt getting the final pinfall, Chris Jericho's list getting destroyed. Yes, yes, yes. Number 8, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens Battleground. Well, the whole last time ever thing turned out to be a heap of nonsense bollocks, with the two men having an admittedly great match on Raw the other week. But Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens is so far.
They have the best chemistry in the ring together in all of WWE, in my opinion.
Now, some may consider it a bit cheesy in places, but if you ask me to sum up precisely,
their matches literally never get old.
The final moments of the Zayn-Owens match from Battleground. Zayn kicks Owens, but catches him before he falls, looks at him, thinks of every little goddamn thing that Owens put him through since NXT. He sets him up and he kicks him again. I love that. I really, really love it. Oh, and the whole match leading up to that point was beautifully paced, vicious, and compelling, which helps. Number 7, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte versus Sasha Banks.
Best match at WrestleMania 32.
2015 was the year of the Divas Revolution.
Bar none.
2016 was the year of women's wrestling. There's been a host of fantastic women's matches this year, and if the list extended to a top 20, there's no doubt that Asuka versus Bayley at TakeOver Dallas, Sasha versus Charlotte at SummerSlam, and their Falls Count Anywhere match a few weeks ago on Raw would have been
that match at Raw.
That triple threat match at WrestleMania, aka the best match on the whole card. Fight me. The match
I agree.
was with Snoop Dogg himself serenading his first cousin Sasha Banks down to the ring. 3/4 of the 4 horsemen then proceeded to steal the show from their penis colleagues, and some may have disagreed with the final result, but the grappling was truly worthy of the biggest show of the year. Number 6, Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz.
This match was just...
This time last year, if you told me that Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz would have been one of the feuds of the year, I would have beaten you to death with a dog. One of the key benefits of WWE's brand split has been the extra time it's afforded certain superstars, and The Miz and Dolph Ziggler have been two of the main beneficiaries of that.
Oh, for sure they were.
The best heel act in the whole company right now, and for a period of weeks, Ziggler was knocking out the most impassioned promos in the entire company. When the two met at No Mercy in a title versus career match, the fans were so invested that it was almost impossible for the two men to have anything less than a great bout. The pair had fantastic chemistry.
It's a good match. It wasn't
actually unpredictable
great,
stakes. Most people thought Ziggler was on his way out, edge of your seat encounter. Number 5, Cedric Alexander versus Kota Ibushi, the Cruiserweight Classic. The CWC was a very nice thing, but I don't think anyone expected it to be quite as nice as
Oh,
it
it was
was.
amazing.
It was a very nice thing indeed. It featured a handful of matches that could have conceivably been Match of the Year candidates. The final between Grand Metalik and TJ Perkins, Johnny Gargano versus
Best match at CWC.
Zack Sabre Jr. versus WCPW Total Legend Noam Dar. But it's a quarter-final match between Cedric Alexander versus the Gold Star of New Japan, Kota Ibushi, that just barely pipped the rest. Beyond the stakes of the CWC, there's not much story here, but there's enough. If you've ever wanted to see a top-quality Ring of Honor style match in WWE, look no further. It's false f***ing finish of flop, motherfucker.
It was, too.
Athleticism to leave your boozle so bammed, it'll never be right again. For anyone unfamiliar with either wrestler, the match made both men, with the crowd bellowing, "Please sign Cedric" after the bell, so loudly that Triple H came out from backstage to say, yeah, all right then. Number 4, The Revival versus #DIY Takeover Brooklyn 2.
Oh,
Jesus
yes.
unicycling Christ, there was some good tag team wrestling this year. American Alpha won the NXT Tag Team Championships in magnificent fashion. The New Day took their reign to record levels. Sheamus and Cesaro have been entertaining as hell, but no one can touch the twin teams of The Revival and
Hell no.
#DIY. They've wrestled at NXT TakeOvers twice this year, and both matches were utterly breathtaking. At Brooklyn 2, they met in a regular match, but in terms of psychology, passion, escalation of tension, it was very nearly the best match of the entire SummerSlam weekend. No joke, the false finishes being thrown around was some of the absolute best of the year, and if WWE are smart...
I mean, their TakeOver Toronto match has got to be number 1.
And then, unbelievably, they would top it. Number 3,
Yeah,
AJ
it has
Styles
to top.
versus John Cena, SummerSlam. A match so good, it broke SummerSlam. The fans bellowed so much throughout Styles Cena, they had nothing left to give for most of the rest of the
Yep.
pay-per-view. What elicited so much passion from the crowd? Well, some matches you love because they're breathless displays of star power and physicality. Some matches you love because they make a statement. This match
It sure did.
both. You see, normally, when guys come into the company and enter into a feud with John Cena, everyone gets very sad because they know what's going to happen. They might win one match, sure, but then big bloody big boy Big John will win 5 and they'll be sent back down the card. It's also known as the Rusev effect, the Kevin Owens effect, the Bray Wyatt effect, or the Umaga effect, and everyone thought it was coming for AJ Styles, but no.
Beat him
At
clean.
SummerSlam, in the middle of the ring, clean as a
Yep.
fucking whistle, he pinned him. Fans were beside themselves with joy.
I was.
and
It was
AJ
amazing.
was instantly made man. Number 2, Nakamura versus
There it
Zayn,
is.
TakeOver Dallas. So close. It was so close to being number 1. Considering that half a year has passed of NXT being, let's be fair, not quite as good as it used to be, which has dulled some
I mean,
people's
it's
enthusiasm for the
phenomenal
promotion
now.
just a smidge. You might be surprised this match is still so high up the list of this year's best matches, but watch it again. Then come back and apologize. It's still a marathon of hype, chemistry, and pure joy. Simple and brutal, athletic and awesome. It's a dose of pure wrestling spectacle and inches away
It's only like a
from being the
15-minute
best
match,
of the year.
too.
And number 1, The Revival versus #DIY, 2 out of 3 falls, TakeOver
Yeah, totally
Toronto.
agree with this.
1 match was great, 3 is superb. The men's elimination match put up stiff resistance, but this was the match of the Survivor Series weekend.
Hell yeah, it
Hands
was.
down, no question. Seriously, fight me. The Revival and #DIY met one more time and blew the wrestling world apart. In
I'm not even a huge Revival fan, but this match was
The
amazing.
rematch was longer, more intense, equally unpredictable, with fans unsure if DIY would win or lose again and implode. It once again featured a steady and masterful raising of temperature as the match rocketed towards its conclusion, and yet again, the match could have realistically ended about half a dozen times.
Yeah.
While the heels coming out on top might have dampened some fans' enthusiasm for the quartet's first encounter, the undiluted eruption of joy when #DIY finally took the gold elevated the match above its Brooklyn counterpart. Seriously, it's tag team perfection, and in my opinion, and it is just my opinion, it's the Stone Cold match.
No,
of
I
the year.
totally agree. Alright guys, well that honestly was a pretty nice trip down nostalgia lane. I forgot just how many good matches there really were in 2016. Like, I knew there were a handful of them, but wow. It was just so cool to see how many of them actually made this list and how good the in-ring wrestling actually is in WWE. Honestly, I would love to see a video of the 10 best matches of 2018. I'll love to watch that with you guys. And nonetheless, I wanted to thank you guys so much for watching, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe leave a comment of what you'd like to see, like the video, and I'll see you guys for the next one, alright? Alright, bye.